What's up, YouTube? Appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Now, before we get into the video, as always, I want to say I appreciate everybody who hit that like button. It really helps my videos get recommended. Now, in today's video, we got Lil Durk and we got Akademiks. So, Akademiks was trying to explain the situation that happened to Lil Durk with a 2019 case when he had a attempted murder charge, he had a gun charge, and basically, he was saying like the feds it might be after him, for a RICO, and it all makes sense because they taking so long on the case. We really haven't heard nothing from the case. Lil Durk haven't spoke about it. Nobody spoke about it. Lil Durk has moved on. He went crazy since then of the whole situation, and that's because usually they probably handed off his case to the feds, and that's why they not rushing to do anything. Usually when they not rushing your case, they usually taking their time. The feds got to look over it, try to make sure the police didn't mess up stuff, make sure everything good, so they can gather everything, especially now they can gather stuff in the future and then make a big RICO charge just to put them away forever. And to me that make perfect sense. How they actually do it, you can see it time and time again. They not trying to get them on the petty stuff like little 10 years is nothing to them. They really want to get you, build your case up, build the RICO up so they can put you away for the max amount of time. Now, for those who need a recap on Lil Durk's case, so basically there's a situation where Lil Durk, King Von, and somebody else was talking outside, and they end up seeing a dude named Alexander and somebody else in the car, and they was fighting. The gun ended up going off, and then somehow they got back in the car. They end up shooting. So they said they got 5 different camera angles, and they seen Lil Durk actually shooting out of the car, and somehow they got involved. But they said that they allegedly, King Von and Lil Durk allegedly end up taking 30K off of him, taking his chain. Now this is crazy when they actually say Lil Durk was seen shooting out of the car. They didn't say it was blurry, they couldn't really get an angle, they think it was Durk. They said they actually saw Durk hand out the window, shooting back at somebody or Alexander or somebody allegedly, and they trying to tie it to gang stuff. They trying to do everything they can to get him. So they got him with the gun charge and the attempted murder. Now Lil Durk did end up turning himself in. He made a song about it right before he did it. He did an interview, and he ended up saying that he was innocent, everything good. Now it is good to always turn yourself in no matter what. Eventually they gonna catch you. Now if they have to catch you, just making your situation worse. You actually look guilty when you do that. So the judge is gonna lean towards giving you time or actually extending your time just because you actually did that. Now if you do turn yourself in, they consider that in whatever you do. So you can always have that in consideration. He wasn't trying to run, he not may not really be guilty or whatever, so they will have that in mind. Now another thing that looked good that Lil Durk ended up doing, he ended up doing an interview while he was at his office before he actually turned himself in the same day.
You're about to surrender as we speak.
Yeah.
How come?
Because I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to run from. Found out we had a warrant. We actually on tour. Once I heard, I immediately came back.
He's willing to turn himself in and take care of what he needs to take care of.
We immediately canceled the tour.
He's got a multi-million-dollar salary music career going.
Did you do it? Did you shoot this man? Did you commit the other crimes of which you're accused?
No. I had a bad background, just growing up as a child, about father being incarcerated for 25 years, 26 years. So I had a rough past, but me moving to Atlanta, I just thought that it just changed my whole identity of thinking.
Now after the whole situation of him getting charged, him turning himself in, him doing the interview, he ended up bonding out for $250,000, and it's kind of surprising the way the case is, and the judge actually took it to trial, that he ended up actually getting being able to bond out. Now I don't know if this was done on purpose or whatever, but the judge ended up letting him bond out. He ended up having a crazy career after this whole situation. So I feel like this was meant to be for Durk to actually get out. All this situation that inspired with the songs, him doing songs with Baby, him going crazy, him having a beef with YB, him getting a new deal. And if you actually think about it, if he never ever bonded out, he would still be sitting in jail today until his trial. So that was a blessing. But basically it's a whole situation now where we don't really hear hear about none of the case. The case, we haven't heard about it. He haven't spoke on it. We haven't heard it in the news, anything like that. So that's really a good thing that he haven't spoke on it. He haven't really did too much. But the crazy thing about it is the stuff that he's been saying in his songs. So I feel like, you know, they let him out and they gathering a lot more information. So that looked like they might go towards a RICO. And also you got the situation with Quando Rondo. So they gonna be looking at him because he's the #1 suspect. No matter if he was there or not, that's who they gonna be looking into, you know, most likely, unless they find something that deterred them away from Lil Durk. But the crazy thing about it is I heard, you know, a lot of people, a lot of fans and this YouTube channel, you know, actually explaining what they think actually happened, and it kind of really makes sense. They was saying like Lil Baby, Lil Durk has ties, or they are cool with, you know, the Rolling 60. You know, Lil Baby like a Rolling 60 from Atlanta. Then you got Quando Rondo is like a Rolling 60 from Georgia, and then you know, Lil Durk is cool with the Rolling 60. So it's kind of crazy that, you know, that actually happened. They was saying that Quando Rondo not really, or the Rolling 60 not really cool with, you know, Quando Rondo like that. You know, after a lot of situations, they just don't view him as, you know, like they would like Lil Durk or, you know, Lil Baby. And they was saying like he was actually backdoored. They knew the location. You know, you got Lil Durk. They said that you know, Lil Durk might have just paid the hit for them to actually do that. But I'm just saying all this, you know, kind of ties into what Lil Durk got going on. I feel like, you know, they getting every little detail, everything that he got in, every song, everything, and they building the case. That's why they so quiet on his case right now. But Akademiks end up, you know, explaining everything, you know, why he think he go get the RICO. He ended up going back, you know, just like I did, you know, back in Durk old case, you know, just to see what was going on. He didn't understand why it's taking so long, and that's why he came up with the conclusion that it might be a RICO coming up. And I just wanted to say before I end up playing Akademiks video that it's bad timing on Lil Durk part, you know, that he had his case in Atlanta, and then you also, you know, I think he live in Atlanta, so it's a crazy timing that, you know, the district attorney is trying to go after everybody. She said she getting all type of RICOs, and it should be happening like this month, later this month. And it seemed like Chicago and Atlanta might be trading information.
And the rappers get into it, and y'all be like, yo, Act, don't say that. Like, you're telling the cops know what's going on. Let's play this. You do know, like in no uncertain terms, if Quando Rondo gets shot at, the #1 suspect is Lil Durk. I don't gotta say it. The cops know it. They're not dumb. Who is he beefing with? Oh, the guy who's been beefing with for the longest. Let me also give a very big warning. I fear that 2023 or 2022 is the year that Lil Durk may be involved in some legal issues. I believe that the feds, this is just my own opinion, I believe the feds have set the seeds to try to connect a lot of crime. In the same way how we all protested and say, yo, why y'all using Young Thug's lyrics? They're going to do the same thing to Lil Durk. I know Lil Durk these days says, yo, these lyrics are just props. He even says in the song, the cops are smarter.